With Marvel Studios almost owning all of the characters that were previously on Netflix, it's time to talk about Frank Castle, aka the Punisher himself, and what does the future hold for this character in live action. There's been a lot of talk in the last couple of months about Daredevil's future with Marvel Studios possibly appearing in Spider-Man 3, and then multiple sources confirming that he is in fact going to be in that film. On the other side of that, we have had plenty of talks about Jessica Jones appearing in She-Hulk, which does make sense. And now it's time to talk about the Punisher, because apparently Marvel Studios is already looking at ideas of how to bring the character into the MCU proper. Now, this would not be a straight up reboot apparently. Instead, it would be more of a soft reboot where yes, what he was doing did all happen. We can acknowledge that just like we will with Daredevil and all those other characters, but it's going to take the character in a new direction. And apparently there's already ideas with Jon Bernthal to come back and be in something down the road. Now this again does go off the back of what we've heard previously, where Kevin Feige said he'd be interested in working with Jon Bernthal because he likes him as an actor. Bernthal has said, as long as the Punisher exists, he believes he will be the Punisher. So things do sort of line up in that instance, and if you really think about it, if you're going to reboot the Punisher, are you really going to do it better than the best version you've done so far? Probably not. I don't see how they could do it any better than what they did with Netflix, so you might as well stick with a fan-favorite actor and a fan-favorite version. So where exactly could this go? Well, there are some rumors that it could be in one of the upcoming shows. I mean, maybe Moon Knight? That could fit. It's a darker aesthetic. It could be in New York when he shows up there to do whatever he does with Spectre Corp or whatever. You can fit him in. It could also be in the confines of Blade, for example, because that could work. I mean, for all we know, Jon Bernthal's Punisher could stand trial on She-Hulk because the character perfectly fits, right? And recently, there was even Thomas Jane who said that he would love to direct something Punisher-related and do it starring Jon Bernthal. So you would have the Punisher from the early 2000s meeting the ones from the late 2010s. It honestly would work, and I think, uniting these two dudes would be a lot to give people the hope of a new Punisher project that's really quality. Now, where exactly does this fit into the grand scheme of the MCU going forward? I honestly can't tell you because who really knows? I've been saying since the beginning, if you're going to bring Frank Castle back, do it in the War Machine show. He could honestly perfectly fit that show. So there's a lot of possibilities, and sooner or later, Frank's got to come back. So whatever they decide to do, I just hope they handle it in a pretty cool way, do something a little bit more unique other than just him walking around offing bad guys. And like I said, bring him back in one of the other projects. I think honestly Moon Knight is a perfect fit for that. Just bring him in there, make him a supporting character in an episode or two.